Look, I'm looking at Facebook right now and Instagram right now. Hi there. Welcome back. This is day 4 of our Eating with Ease and Feeling Your Best through the holidays series. Instagram, I'm sorry I had to end our live and come back on. And Facebook, I'm sorry if it seems like I'm late. I was live and I was accidentally not streaming on Facebook. So I apologize for the back and forth here, but we're here now. And thank you for dealing with my tech difficulties. It's good to see you all. So for today, we are talking all about what to do, how to eat with ease, how to take care of yourself and support yourself up for success with your food and really just everything when you're out of routine, because the holidays tend to bring a lot of travel, a lot of eating out of routine, and I want to make sure you're good. So if you're someone that goes home for the holidays and might feel triggered in those environments, who feels triggered with traveling or has a hard time really taking care of your needs with traveling, who maybe eats a little out of control or stress eats or emotionally eats with all the schedule changes and things like that, then this live is for you. So, just a little housekeeping so you know what's coming if you haven't been in my world the last few days of live. I'm going live every day at 10 a.m. Pacific, talking all things food and body confidence, emotions, eating with ease, and also supporting you into the new year's with your goals so you don't fall into the kind of that like diet trap that so many of us fall into. Every day I'm going live at 10 a.m. Pacific every weekday, except for Mondays. On Mondays, I'm going to go a little later because of some morning appointments. So now that we got that covered, let's get into the good stuff. I know for me, when I was struggling with food, I would even when I wasn't struggling with food, right? Let's say I'd been free for a while. When I would head home to my family's house for the holidays, some of those old behaviors would come back. And I'd be curious to check in with any of you. Do you like feel okay with food and then sometimes you get in certain environments that just really trigger you? For me, I used to binge at home. So even when I felt good with food for that first year or so while I was still really solidifying my food freedom, I'd go home and I'd get these like urges to kind of go get little treats or those foods from high school that I used to eat. Like we have nutty bars at our house or these little mini donuts that I never have at my house now. And when the house would get quiet, I'd like get the desire to go back and get those, right? So if that's you, we got a couple of hands raised. Hi. If that's you, I want you to know that it's really normal. It's really normal. And in this live, we're going to talk about what to do about it. So, this is a little repetitive from a live I did earlier this week. But one of the things that's so important to do is make sure your needs are taken care of, both physically with food and mentally and emotionally with just kind of regulating your nervous system and yourself. So, we're going to talk about this one first because it's a basic one, but it's also an easy one to do. And then I'm going to talk about how to do that when you're traveling or out of routine. So, we'll repeat. If you are not taking care of your needs with food, your brain is going to yell at you to eat more food. No matter how much willpower and self-control and how far you are on this food freedom journey. If you are doing it even by mistake, like you're rushing and not eating enough, or you wake up at your family's house and they're doing breakfast late and then they don't eat again till lunch, and your brain and body are like, hey, what's Mandy doing? Is she not feeding me today? Like, we're going to make her think about food and have cravings, right? This stuff happens. So we got to make sure that you find ways to meet your needs with your food regardless of your situation. And before we even go there, I think that there should also be this ease and this gentleness and this acceptance that we have on ourselves through this time of year. If you are traveling, if you are managing a household with a lot of stuff going on, if you have obligations on top of your normal obligations this time of year, if you're around food that you're normally not around, if you are at a family's house and you're out of control of meal times or whatever that is, it's like we can't hold ourselves to this crazy, crazy high standard of keeping things perfectly in place like we normally have them, right? It is very, very normal for our eating, for our self-care, for our things we do for ourselves to look different. But the trick is, how do we at least do them in ways that take care of us? So our bodies, our brains aren't screaming at us with cravings or aren't wanting to numb or aren't wanting to kind of escape the family dynamics. And then we miss out on that love and connection that's so amazing around the holidays, right? So the trick is this is one thing I've always done when I was traveling. Do your best when it's easy to do your best, okay? Don't waste a chance that, like, let's say you have a little control over your breakfast. Like for me, when I go to conferences, breakfast is the thing that I have the most control over. So if I have a chance to have a nourishing, well rounded, balanced breakfast, I'm not going to waste that opportunity because I might not know when lunch is coming. I might not know when dinner's coming. So instead of stressing on, oh, I have to eat every few hours so I don't get urges to binge or whatever that is, mind you, I'm not in that place anymore. I don't get urges to binge anymore, but that might be where you're at. I focus on what can I do? So breakfast is normally a time of the day where I can really make sure I'm eating something satisfying, nourishing, well-rounded that is going to keep me satiated whatever the day throws at me. Another thing I do is, depending on where you go, Instacart. I am an Instacart queen. I know it's a little pricier. I know it might not fit into your normal routine or your normal budget, and that's okay. But when you're traveling, you can literally Instacart anything to you. You are not left at the control of what your family's got there, right? If I go to my parents' house, I don't always expect them to get my favorite foods, right? Or my foods that make me feel satisfied. So I Instacart them. If you don't use Instacart, you can use another grocery delivery. Or you can run to the grocery store and encourage a family member to go with you or take you in their car or take your rental car or whatever that is. Like, get what you need, right? Take responsibility for getting what you need. And if you don't have your staples that you love available for you, get something that kind of works. There's probably a few things that make you feel really satisfied, or there's probably a few snack foods that you would really enjoy instead of all the cookies that are at your house, right? But when you don't have those things there, it's easier to just go for the cookies. So, one, do your best when you can do your best. And two, set yourself up for success. And I don't mean success like only have healthy foods there and eat really clean and you can't have any indulgences when you're traveling. That's not what I'm saying. Just get some of those staples in that leave you feeling really satisfied. Maybe some snacks or bars or something that you can have in your purse. That way, if you're at your family or friends' mercy all day of what their schedule is and their agenda is, you have those little pockets in the day to get your needs met. Another thing I do is, as cliche as the word balance is, it really, really supports me when I travel. So I remember I went to Greece, for example, and I ate so much food in Greece, but I also lost weight in Greece. And I really believe this is because I followed that principle of when I can do my best, I'm going to do my best. Meaning breakfast was very easy for me to get satisfying meals and got them in. When I went out to eat, I had all the Greek food, but I also got a Greek salad and I filled up on the fresh cucumbers and tomatoes and the tzatziki and all the good stuff, right? And I made sure I did both. I enjoyed everything, but I also took care of myself. And I think that's so important. The first thing we did in this series was dropping the all or nothing. And when we travel, it's so easy to do the all or nothing, right? Who does that? I'm on vacation. I'm going to eat whatever and start over when I get back. It's so easy. But when you live this life of, I'm going to take care of myself always. And traveling might look a little indulgent, more indulgent. Holidays might look a little indulgent. But how can I take care of myself through the indulgence, right? How can I support my body's needs, my mental and emotional needs through the chaos, through being off my routine? And this goes back to that simple question that we've been talking about in this whole series, which is, what do I need? What do I need to feel good? What do I need at this meal along with my Christmas pie to feel good? What do I need on the side of my mashed potatoes to feel satisfied? What do I need for breakfast to fuel me into the day since I don't know what's coming with my meals? What do I need to order for the house or pick up at the grocery store for the house? So I'm good and I'm taken care of. And falling into the self-care that we talked about on day 3, the last session, which, by the way, the sessions are posted inside our Food Freedom and Body Confidence Facebook group if you miss them. So, that self-care question of, cool, maybe you are off your workouts. Maybe you are off your schedule. Maybe thinking about meditating or journaling or doing anything that you normally do for yourself feels close to impossible around the holidays. Cool. What can you do, right? It doesn't have to be, it's the holidays. I'm not taking care of myself. I'll start over on January 1st. That is all or nothing. We want to move to the present. What can you do right now? Is it hiding from the kids in the bathroom and putting your headphones in for a good song and like dancing in front of the mirror? Is it sitting in the car 4 minutes longer once everyone else gets out and doing some deep breathing? Is it stretching in bed? Because you know, as soon as you get out of bed, everyone's going to hear you up and or hear you that you're awake and come after you for whatever they need, right? What can you do to support you? How can you do those things that keep you in your power and keep you grounded even while you're traveling? Can you have a relaxing song on when you're walking through the airport? Can you go to the airport and instead of just getting, barely eating with the little airplane snacks, and can you get some stuff for your flight that satisfies you, right? How can you take care of you? And this is a huge question that will really, really support your needs through the holidays, through traveling, through any day in your life. It's literally how I function in my day to day, even when things are absolutely crazy and it feels like there's absolutely no space to support myself. I can get a deep breath in. I can hide in the bathroom for 1 minute and stretch. I can say, hey, can I have 5? And walk away. There's little things that you can do. And as much as the big things are amazing, like your morning 45-minute walk or whatever that might be, do the smallest doable thing instead of doing nothing. Do the present moment thing, the small little breath, that small little self-connection practice instead of saying, meh, I'm at my parents', they're overwhelming me, I'm exhausted, I'm going to chill on the couch and eat whatever, and I'll figure out my health tomorrow. That doesn't work, right? Because what happens is that keeps us in this on track, off track lifestyle, and it keeps us completely disconnected from ourselves. And we're either always disconnected eating and then recovering. Disconnected eating, recovering. We're never just free to be our full selves. We're never free to focus on what's going on and focus on ourselves and focus on our loved ones and so forth in a clean and pure way. We're either feeling like shit from overeating, or we're either disconnected and numbing out with overeating, or we're either recovering from it, right? There's no real in between when you live this on track, off track lifestyle. So I'm encouraging you, even with the indulgences, even with the potential overeating with the holidays, can you bring in just like a smidge of anything so it doesn't feel so disconnected, right? Because that little breath, that song, that dance bathroom break, that I'm a big floor stretcher. So like if there's chaos in the house, the little ones laying or running around doing whatever, I'm like, come stretch and flop around on the floor with me. At least I get a second of movement in that feels somewhat connected, even though the world is absolutely chaotic around me. So someone says, story of my life. I hear you. Does this resonate with anyone? What are some of your tips that you use to kind of break out of that all or nothing cycle? Because that's what really sets us off in these moments. Someone says, these tips are great. Holidays are so chaotic sometimes. And these are wonderful reminders to take care of myself so I can take care of others. Yes, yes, yes. Hold on one sec. I even find trying to honor my needs. I keep saying I'll be good about doing that Monday or tomorrow. Sigh. Yeah. So next time you say that, which is totally normal, most humans tend to function in kind of that on or off track extreme, right? Just say, whew, okay. Even focusing on your needs, that feels so big, right? That's like a mountain. Like, oh, I'm going to take care of myself. Like, that seems like a lot. So just switch the question to what can I do right now? Is it literally right now how I could take care of my needs while talking to you is putting my shoulders back and making my posture better? I feel like I can breathe more. I feel more centered in myself. I was leaning into you all. Now I'm leaning into me while still supporting you. That is how I can do it. Notice how I'm not saying I have to only be focused on this and I'll figure out myself after my live, right? So it's not like, oh, I'm going to take care of myself later. It's like, oh, I got a lot going on right now. What can I do right now? And it might just be shoulders back, chest up, smile, take a deep breath. Cool. Shit's going crazy around me, but at least I can feel good in my body for a second while it is, right? So I just encourage you to play with that and challenge that idea that it has to be this big thing. Because sometimes those small little mini moments are so, so, so important. Mandy says, I feel this. My in laws left Sunday after being here 5 days. I took to food as comfort and to relax as soon as they left. Yeah. So a lot of this comes from us having a challenge regulating our own self and nervous system with others around us. So we're either giving, we might have boundaries in place that support us and allow us to kind of take care of us. We are very in their world and worrying about them, understandably so. You got family in town that you want to see, you have your in laws in town that you want to have a good experience. So, just checking in on that, Mandy, and anyone, how can you still give them that good experience, but put in those many moments of care, right? Could you, when they go to bed, if you have your significant other there, just say, hey, I need 15, like no touching, no anything. I need 15. I'll be in the room soon. What are those things that you can do to really, really, really support yourself? And I think remembering to like that all or nothing, let's see. It's just a pattern that's very prevalent in our society, with traveling, with holidays, with just this time. And I want you to be gentle on yourself because this year, last year has just been absolutely insane. Like 2020, 2021, what a shit show, to be honest. We don't know what's going on still. It's getting a little better. I'm in California. There's another mask mandate. Like, what's happening, right? And so there's been a lot of uncertainty. And I think what happens with the holidays is it's just kind of hits its point where we're just like, F it. I have been going nuts this year. I have just been working so hard and I'm just going to like enjoy. And I don't want to take that away from anyone. I don't want to take your joy and your happiness and your connecting with food and you're having foods and fun and connection and time off that you haven't in a while. I think so important. I think that's so important. I'm just the one that gets to say, how can we do that in a connected way? How can we do that? How can we indulge? How can we enjoy? How can we take time off in a way that's self honoring and supportive to our soul and well being versus in a way that is just like disconnected and just cutting off from what we actually need? Because as appealing as the like pie and whatever the hell else it is and 5-hour Netflix marathon and all of that is, and listen, I watch some Netflix, nothing wrong with it. As appealing as that is, let's make it a choice. I'm choosing to have the pie. I'm choosing to just chill out with some freaking Netflix right now. Not, I'm procrastinating everything. I've already ate like shit. I'm just going to keep eating and screw it. I'm going to start over tomorrow. Similar choices, right? Netflix or not, eating or not, in very different ways. Disconnected, not taking care of ourselves, numbing out, avoiding. That's one of the choices. And the other choice is I'm tired. I need to chill. How can I do this? And how can I, disconnect and enjoy in a way that's actually supportive to me? So I wake up tomorrow feeling nourished instead of waking up tomorrow feeling like, oh my God, I watched 7 hours of Netflix. I ate like shit. And now I gotta try to feel good and get through my day. And don't get me wrong, those moments happen, right? We're human. Nothing wrong with a little just F it every now and then because we need it. But even in the F it moments, can you bring in like a little bit of what's going to support you, right? So my main advice is doing the best when it's easy to do your best when you travel, because it's not always easy to do your best. When you can get to the store, when you can order groceries, when you can get things to take care of yourselves, do it. If you have anyone around you, like your husband or wife or significant other that's traveling, even your kids, even your parents, ask for support. Say, hey, I might need this time in the morning. What can we do where you can get your time and I can get my time? Hey, maybe you guys have a signal. Maybe you guys have like a little thing you do with your hand, which is like, yo, I need a minute. It's your job to handle this and I'll come back and you get to do the same when you give me that signal, right? Set up some things for support. We are so wired. I know there's some men on here, but there's largely women. We are so wired as women to just suck it up, do everything, take care of everyone's needs. And every now and then we do got to suck it up and do everything and take care of everyone's needs, but just make sure that you're also supporting yourself in that process, even if it's just with a little small smidge of support, right? And then when you get a chance to do more, do it. And do stuff that feels good. Don't do stuff that feels like it's a mountain to climb, right? It doesn't have to be traditional, self-care or traditional perfect healthy eating or whatever that is. Your nourishing decision could be, I'm going to have an omelet, a veggie omelet because I want the veggies and I want to feel good, and I'm going to have a pancake because I want to feel satisfied. And I know there's going to be a lot of food in front of me today, and I don't want to go into that day not feeling satisfied. Notice how I'm not saying the only supportive choice is a healthy breakfast. It might be that balanced breakfast so you're satisfied moving into the rest of your day, right? Um, okay, got it. Just checking comments. So anyone got any questions before we wrap up? Let me see what tomorrow's day is too. I'm going blank. I know what it was when I was preparing for everything this week, but they're blurring together right now. So I'll share what tomorrow's live is. I'm going to announce another prize on tomorrow's live. So for those of you who don't know, the way that you win is you participate. The more you comment, the more likely you are to win. I have these awesome little sprays, these like energy aromatherapy sprays that I sent out. I'll be giving away, I think, an Amazon gift card tomorrow so you can do some last minute Christmas shopping. And the way that you win these is you participate, and then I choose a participant at random from the day before or the days before, and I give away a little prize. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about at 10 a.m. how to enjoy holiday gatherings without food being the main focus. This is a big one for me because food has always been such a focus when I was, doing any holiday stuff. So any other questions before we wrap up? Otherwise, I'll be saving all the holiday gathering enjoyment tips for tomorrow in our live at 10 a.m. Cool. No questions on IG. Let's see. No questions on Facebook. I'll give you guys all another minute. Also, too, if you're feeling like you want some like in-depth support with tangible tools, check out foodfreedomcollection.com. Or you can click the link in my bio if you're on IG. There is literally over 100 like tangible resources in there. Have a craving, use this. Have an urge, play this audio. Overwhelmed, use this stress relief technique. Those are there waiting for you. You don't have to go into this difficult time of year, um, you know, stressing about food without resources. Mandy says, thank you. I hope you had your fun at your party Friday. I had so much fun. Thank you for following up on that. It was my boyfriend's Christmas party. We had a really good time. I'm annoyed we didn't take more pictures. We thought about it the next day. And then we had a fun family day. The next day, it was at this beautiful hotel in San Diego that the rooms are kind of casual rooms, but they're on San Diego Bay with like a little grass in front of them. It's almost like you have your own little yard. So had a beautiful day the next day. Laid out a blanket and napped outside for a second, which I don't know when the last time I've done that. But that was like another example of self-care, right? I'm not always napping. That's not always a luxury, but my boyfriend was nice enough to say like, hey, go take a minute. You need it. And I checked in, like indoor napping seemed a lot easier, a lot more, less variables, but I was like, ooh, I'm kind of craving the whole lay in the grass outside. So I'm going to do it. And if anyone's my client, you definitely know how much I'm like a grass layer. I think all my calls in 2019 and 2020 were sitting in the grass because I love it so much. So those are the moments of self-care, right? It's like your mind saying, no, 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 you're too busy. That's too difficult. And you're like, nah, I'm going to spend the extra few minutes setting this up in the way that's actually going to nourish me. And so supporting you all to do that. Looking forward to tomorrow. Love the tips. So glad you are doing this. You help us so much. Oh, that makes me so happy. I love connecting with you all in this way. The only thing I'm not loving is on Facebook, I can't see who's leaving me the comments. And I don't know why until I go back to Facebook and oops. Oh no. Okay, I just hid messages on Facebook. I'm gonna fix that. So now I can't see any comments. So I gotta figure out, but keep doing your comments. After the Facebook Live, I always go review who left me the comments and just make sure I'm staying in touch with everyone's journey. But I'm just really happy you all are here. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much, Instagram, for showing up live. I will be back at when will I be back? I'll be back at 10 a.m. tomorrow with the tips on just how to focus on you and others and having fun at those holiday gatherings instead of just doing so much food focus. So I'll see you tomorrow, IG. And yeah, see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific time. All right, Facebook. Awesome. I was trying to smile in my IG clothes because when you post on Facebook, it makes you pick a frame from the IG video. And every frame I have to pick from IG is the side of my face because I'm mostly looking at the Facebook camera. So we'll see how my cheesy Instagram smile works for a cover photo on my IG. But thank you all for being here. I love connecting with, oh, now it's showing the names. Wow, my goodness. I don't know what I'm going to have to research this whole Facebook comment streaming service thing. But now I can see who it is. Yay. But I love connecting with you all. I especially love connecting with our graduates that have done our program. It's so good to just see you, feel you again. And I love connecting with our community, the women who haven't done our program. I hope everyone's learning from this that it's just not only a willpower thing, right? It's a lot. It's a few things. It's a self-connection thing. It's a habit thing. It's an emotional thing. It's deeper than just what am I going to eat and what am I not going to eat. And I hope this series is giving you support in really navigating that. And tomorrow, when I talk about how to what's the word? How to set yourself up for success at the holiday parties, I'm going to go a little bit more into the brain science and the behavior change stuff because I think that's really important. Gina says, great review. Thanks, Brittany. Oh, it's so good to see you on here, Gina. Awesome. Ladies, gents, if there's any gentlemen, but I think we're all ladies today. Sending you love. Good luck this week with just all things getting the holidays going. And I'll see you tomorrow morning, 10 a.m.